seems to be happening. Preparing to live stream the meeting. Okay. Sorry about this, guys, but I think we're actually getting there. So we will see. Yeah, no, absolutely. Are we doing stuff? Yeah, I think we are. So I will go and get on with it. So sorry about all this sort of. Whoa. We're all right. It's the Facebook bit that I can't do. I can do the Zoom bit, fine. Guys, great to see you. I hope you enjoyed my chat with Imelda last week. I certainly did, and we're about to do some more stuff. We're going to do a sort of Rewild Your Heart session with story journey, activities for you doing it. I think about the 11th of November, but I'll come back to you and check with that for sure. We intend to help take you through a ritual, but it's going to be a story ritual, I think. We're still planning, and it should be good because we're both enjoying it. And she's going to be working with Angboda from the North tradition, and I'm going to be working with Caridwen from, but it's going to be a story ritual, my tradition. We're still planning, and looks to be good. Oh. But this week, as you know, I have just come back from 4 days with, let's get him up there. Where have you gone? I've lost him. He's around here somewhere. Honestly, he is. Well, anyway, here. Let's start with, let's try here and go for that. So I've been there. This was the last evening of the course, and most people had made bows. I hadn't, because my grotty fingers just won't do it. But I've made a bow shaft, which I'm going to make an ogham stick of. But we came out, it had rained, we came out of the hut, which is here. That's World's Earth Lodge. And we turned around and looked up, or somebody turned around and said, hey, you got to look, because we had this rainbow right over the hut, just like the hut. It was like such magic. It was totally mad and magic and completely glorious, as you might well imagine. And so there we were. Now, let me just see if I can find the picture, which I totally and utterly adore. Yeah, that's the one. Right. And Will's girlfriend, Maud, said, get down there, stand with your hands up. And he's actually, it makes him look like he's holding the rainbow. And we all just felt that was just such magic. And it really was, because he'd held the rainbow for us for the whole 4 days and taken us through this. And people just think it's bushcraft, but it's much more than that. This man does hold the rainbow, and he is an elder, a shaman elder of, I think, the British Stone Age. But not just, he includes lots of other things from around the world as well. But his heart and his soul, I think, are really in Grimes Graves in Norfolk, and his place here is in Norfolk, not very far from Grimes Graves. And that has such a connection. He has this thing with flint, And we've all seen flint knapping, I'm sure, all these on telly we've seen it, if we haven't actually seen it live. And you wonder how on earth somebody gets these totally amazing things. Let me show you one. Will made this for me. Well, I can't do it, but will you just look at that? Where am I? Can you see? That is an axe, a little arrowhead. And he just tapped it out for me, and it must have taken him all of 5 minutes, maybe, probably more like 2 or 3. And he just, this is in his soul, in his spirit, completely and utterly magical. He actually took us to Grimes Graves on the last day, on the last afternoon of the last day. And this was the night before, the rainbow. But on the afternoon of the last day, he took us to Grimes Graves. And my friend Fiona found some original knapped flints. Now, original, I mean like several thousand years old, from the people who dug and built the mines, the people who traded flint and made flint there. And that's thousands of years ago. And here's one that she, whoops, can't do the camera again, that she got for me. Now just look at that. Isn't that absolutely magical? And this was knapped by a human hand thousands of years ago in my land, in Norfolk, in Britain. I'm just like, way! It's so fantastic. So there I was, 4 days camping in the wild. Let's see what else we can do here to give you a bit more of an idea of what it was like. Well, whoops, that's a bit sort of mad. How did that happen? Let's go back again. Don't want everybody's feet. We'll pop that one away, and I'll find it again for you. There we are. That's my mate Fiona. There were a lot of midges. That's why her hair is all done up in a midge net. Friend Sarah, back off. Josh, great bloke, Josh. Jim, another great bloke. Who else have we got in there? Well, these two guys, this guy, Greg, I met 10 or 12 years ago at a couple of bushcraft events, and we remembered each other. It was fantastic. And that's his mate, Richard. And they help Will largely as a camping, looking after everybody on the camping. Sarah is absolutely brilliant at Stone Age too, and takes it all around the kids and does all sorts of stuff like that. That's Scott's little dog. Scott is off here somewhere. And they're all making cordage. I'm over this side with the camera. I'm not taking the photo, but I'm by the camera. And we were sitting around there. This is our camp meal when it's outside. And we lived there, camping in the woods, hammocking in the woods this side. And Fiona and I were over this side, in another bit of wood. Totally beautiful, magical place. Masses and masses of wildflowers. It was rewilding. It was rewilded, not completely, obviously, but there was so much there. When I go out, even around here, and it's beautiful around here, but I can't see that many wildflowers as I did there. We did all sorts of things. They're making cordage for the bows. I haven't got a picture of the bow making, but we've got the bows. Everybody shooting their bows at the rainbow just now. This is another friend of mine. We didn't know we were going to meet. We haven't met for about 8 years. And this is Edwina. She's a brilliant herbalist. And here she is. She's actually nearly finished defleshing a skin. It was a deer skin, and she was going to tan it. And it's a messy old job, so you can see she's got an apron on to do it. And you just have to scrape the flesh off against a tree like this. And then she's making something out of that. Something else that was really marvelous, which comes out of this too, is this was a muntjac skin from the woods around here. And he'd been shot, one shot, very quick, probably didn't really know it was happening, by a guy Will knows who is a very, very good shot. We got the carcass straight, hung up, and we butchered it. Will showed us how to butcher it. And not just with knives, but actually just napping a small piece of flint, literally, could be as small as that, and slice through the fur, through the skin. And oh my God, it was amazing. It was so much better than a knife. The only thing that's better than that is actually this. And Will made this for me. It's an obsidian, like an arrowhead, but it's to be worn, except that there is no way I am wearing this. This is so sharp. I'm not going to run my finger across it because I will bleed. This is obsidian, and surgeons are using this again now. This is sharper than any knife, sharpest thing that there is. And we did actually get to use a bit of obsidian to help butcher the meat. And you can literally, you just like that. And you're going through and you cut through the sinews, you cut the meat into the right cuts so that you can eat it. So this muntjac wasn't wasted at all. We ate every bit of him, and I've got his feet, his forelegs and his toes, and I won't bring them out to show you because I expect some people wouldn't like it, but they've got the hide off them, but they're going to need defleshing too, so I'm going to have to deflesh them. And I'm going to use the toenails. Now, I will go and get something because I've got to get them, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So don't run away because I'm coming right back. Here we go. I've already done this. This was with red deer feet, red deer toenails. There we go. Come on. There we go. Whoa. Will you stop wobbling around all over the place? Now, that is the toenail of a red deer, and they slip off the bone in the foot. And I'm going to make a rattle out of the muntjac's toenails. And this was the shin, part of the shin bone of a deer. And so I shall use the shin bone of one of the legs as part of the rattle. I could also use them for drum beaters and things like that. I could, if I was clever and skillful enough, use them to make needles and tools from, but I'm not clever enough for that, so I can't do that. Let's stop sharing screen for a minute and go back on this. Where am I? I've lost myself. I have lost myself. It is too much. I cannot cope. Right, meeting control. That's what I want, is meeting controls. There we are. And resume share. And hopefully we're going to stop share, not share for a little bit. That'd be quite good if we don't. But I'm getting a bit of a mess here. So I think we'll just go and share something else. else while we're here? Well, that was the rainbow one, and that. And Edwina was doing the deer hide. She's going to make something out of that. This was all of us, and we'll carve the stone head. And again, under the rainbow, everybody really happy. We'd all got a gottle of gear, as they say. And it was the most amazing time. It really, really was. Will is a shaman, as I've said. I've done quite a lot of bushcraft, as several of you will know. And excellent guys, fantastic teaching, all this kind of stuff. But actually, I very rarely ever ate anything that had been shot for us, or that we had one of us had actually shot. I got a bit of butchering there, but nothing like as good as I got with Will. And they've done bits of bow making, but not like this. And the way he does it is just, you get right into it. And again, we were using flint, and I've got the piece of flint that I used. Now, you look at this and you think, well, yeah, how can you make a bow with that? Oh, yeah. That edge is incredibly sharp if you're taking your fingers down it very carefully. And you can hold it like this, for instance, and scrape it down the piece of wood and take wood off. Wow, does it do it? You think it's just a piece of rock. This is such special rock. And this was something that I really went to get. Well, I went to get all of it, but before I went, I wanted to know how to make stone, how to get stone to sing for me. Flint knapping is, for me, and Will totally understands this, in fact, he used the word too, it's about making stone sing. When you tap it, and I'm not going to try, when you tap it and you get it right, and you use a piece of anvil stone, and it's just like a big round pebble, and you just go bang in the right place, and you get, this is a big sliver come off, and these slivers on these sides have been taken off to make this sharp edge. When you get it right, the sound is just boom, perfect. It really does sing. And I had about 3 goes, I think, flint knapping. And in the first one, I got this idea of the singing, and I heard it when Will was napping. And so we were supposed to be making slivers for arrowheads, not as good as that if we can, but I thought, no, I don't mind about the arrowhead. What I want to know, I want to get it so that it sings. And when I tap it in the right place, I get that feel, I get that noise, I get that sound. And it just buzzes straight through you. So I did. And I got there. I was totally amazed. Maybe you can still see, but I did manage to damage myself. Yeah, I hit the bit of my, just the edge of my thumb there with the anvil stone. It's, and it blooded the stone, and that I was really pleased about. It was really good. So I was there learning to sing stone. Then when we got to the wood, to the making the bow shaft, and you're there with your long stick of wood and you're scraping it down to get it the right shape and the right thickness and everything like that. And that sort of sings to you too. There is a sound as you scrape, but there's a feel. And the feel is like a dancing, singing, and your hand knows when it's got it right, and the hand that's holding the stick knows when it's got it right, and you feel the stick is vibrating with you. Again, Will understood that. He got it immediately. Well, he didn't get it. He was waiting for me to get it because he knew it already. And it was like, yay, this bloke's all there. He's got it. This is what I want. This is working. This is really going back to our ancestors of thousands and thousands of years ago. In the Neolithic, in the Mesolithic, even more, and in the Paleolithic, of course, even more. And the Paleolithic, as some of you again know, is like, that's my time, that's my age, that's what I want to be. Well, what I want to remember being, because I'm actually quite happy being now at the moment. So I had this 4 days of, and it did feel like 4 years and 4 minutes. You know what I mean? And it went on forever, and yet it was gone in a flash. And learned so much, made new friends, lovely people. All of these people were so lovely. It was really, really good. Let's get there and let you see them again, because they were so, so gorgeous. And all of these people understood this. They all got it in their own way. And it was just so good. Like everybody got that we had the rainbow, and the rainbow had come for us, and it had come for us at the end of our course. And we all celebrated it. And it was like, yay, thanks to the gods, whichever gods you like, whoever's gods. And there were several different sorts of gods, different traditions there that people there followed. But yet we were all able to meld them. Oh, I say it like that. Well, you do it like that. Oh, right. This is, how do you call that? I do it this way. Really, really good. Let me find you another picture a minute to share. Let's get there. Come on, guys. This one. This is my mate, Jim. And you saw him in the other pictures. And what he has here is a stone axe. It's beautiful, seriously gorgeous. You can't see it so well because it's moving, and he's just taken the first chop at the ash tree, and he's just about to take the second one. We were felling this ash tree for bow staves, other wood for tools and cups and implements, and for the bark, for making bark implements and tools, or rather, boxes and cooking pots and things like that from. So again, none of this ash tree was going to be wasted. And we didn't know at first what tree Will would be getting us to fell. I had a go at this too. We all put ourselves to it with the axe for the tree. So we all helped cut this tree down. But none of us knew at first it was going to be an ash tree. And as soon as Will said it, immediately Gwydion was there with me. Me, ash keys. And, ash keys are the seeds of the ash tree. And okay, yeah, we'll get some. And I managed to get some after it was felled, because it was a very tall tree, and the only keys right up at the top of it. So we had to wait till it came down, or I couldn't have got them. But he also said, yeah, you can have this tree, all of you, but I want something back. I want blood. And he said it to me. I'm very happy about giving blood. That was absolutely fine. It got a bit exciting because I realized I'd left my finger pricking kit at home here. So it was there. So have you got a pin? Have you got a needle? Anybody, And the only person who got anything, and that was a knife, was Fiona. Well, I can't stab myself successfully with a knife. I've never managed to do it. So I was standing there going, you do it. And she sliced, got a little slice out of this finger, blood. And so here, it was a bit deeper. So after Jim had finished doing his first cut, I just put blood here, gave it. Nobody was weirded out by it. All of the people there, you know, the tutors and helpers, all of my colleagues, Will himself, and Will's girlfriend was there as well, and her little boy, who's only 4, and not one of them was weirded out by me putting blood here on the tree. And someone said, tell me about that. What were you doing? Because I hadn't said, I said, I've just got to give blood. And everyone said, fine, give blood. And I explained that we were taking the tree, and so we should give back. And I put in being his tree, Ash is his tree in this tradition. So, and I knew that, and I was with that. So I was up for giving blood. And everybody understood that exchange. It was just marvelous to be with people. And in a sort of bushcraft situation, when nobody was freaking out and thinking I was a weirdo, everybody was saying, yay, that's how it is. So all of this stuff was so good. It was just so good. And Willie's right up there for all this. He sees, he had been working recently with mugwort, and we worked a lot with plants as well. And his descriptions of how he worked with mugwort, and how mugwort came to him and said, hey, come on, you're going to work with me. And he went at it like that, which is just the way it is. And the way I was brought up too, and the way several other people were brought up there too. It was brilliant. And we were all able to do this together. So you can imagine how marvelous I felt that 4 days was. Oh. Well, it finished and we left from Grimes Graves, and Fiona and I went on to Hunstanton, which is just down the road from home next to the sea, which is where Seahenge, you remember I was talking about that a couple of times ago, where Seahenge was found. Now it's found very far out, and the coastline is receding anyway, so it's getting even further away now. But it was found very far out because there was very low tides at that time when it was found. Unfortunately for us, there were not very low tides the other weekend, last weekend. And so, you know, when we got there on the Wednesday morning, the tide was out, but not far enough. And no, we didn't take a single picture. We couldn't. It was not right. I showed you pictures last time, and they're much better than anything I could take. And anyway, Seahenge was still there, so it could be photographed. But this is on the edge of the North Sea, Norfolk. The great dunes and marshes go out forever there. It's wonderful. So we walked out, walking straight into this east wind. And it was like, or a northeast wind actually. And it was really, wow. And we practically blown off our feet. And we had to stop eventually because it would have been too dangerous to go on any further, partly because the 2 pins I fall over. And, you know, Fiona sort of said, no, I'm not dragging you back, you know, a couple of miles back to the car. So we're stopping while you can still stand up and walk. Fair enough. And so we stood there and we both felt our feet and our roots going right down into the land. And have you had this happen? You may well have done. It's like you're looking out over these 21st century marshes on the edge of the North Sea, and then you weren't. You were looking into this land where these people lived, still marshy, but not on the edge of the sea. And at one point, there was still Doggerland attached for us both. And this was before the people actually built Seahenge. But we were there with them, and like, you know, in their tents, in their hide shelters, with the fire, with the cooking. You know, somebody came home with some fish. Somebody else came home with a small deer. And preparing as we'd prepared when we were with Will. So we were there going, I know this, I've done this meal. I can feel it through them, but I know I felt it in my 21st century body as well. It was utterly amazing. I don't know how long we stood there. It could have been 20 minutes even, being blown by the wind. But it could have been like 20 minutes, and we were there back 8,000, maybe 10,000 years ago. And it sort of moved forward in time until we got to the Seahenge time. And then it sort of like pixelated. And we're back on the Norfolk coast. How'd you top that? You don't. What can you do this? It's just a case of allowing, of being there and allowing this to happen. My new students who haven't been with me, well, not 2 months yet, and I was saying on Sunday, they're a bit scared still. In fact, I'm quite scared still about doing this kind of journeying. What if I can't come back? And that's what Fiona and I are there for as part of the student. We will know, and we know how to bring you back. But that's okay for a start. But also, they're not alone. They've been working with me for a couple of months. So they've got allies already. They've got friends. They got used to asking. They got used to listening. They got used to working with other world just a bit, but it's not completely strange and new. And so I said, well, it isn't just me. You've got these allies that you can go and say, I need to go home now. Help me home. And they will. And we can all do this. And there are people like me and Fiona who can help you learn to do this so that you can travel back to the people who built Seahenge and beyond, further back to the people at Doggerland, and watch them, be with them, smell the food, smell the sea, feel the hide, feel the wind on your skin, and listen to them, hear them. And although they won't be speaking like us, you understand what they say. It really is time travel. It really is. This isn't the first time we've done it, but it is the latest one. And because it was connected with doing the same things that they were doing, with the help of Will, through Will's knowing, because it was that, it made it even more so. I just can't recommend this kind of stuff enough. And yeah, I'm teaching. My apprenticeship is all full for this year now, but coming up, you know, I'm doing a first webinar on 14th of November, and Imelda and I are doing our one on the 11th. But then from mid-January, say, next year, I'm going to do more stuff like webinars, single ones, maybe 2 in a course or 4 in a course, which will help you to do this kind of thing. So I just can't, I'm just so thrilled. And we will, and you can actually do this and learn some of the ways of doing this and help yourself. And we can help you, and I can help you do this through webinars. Yeah, I totally get going there and doing it, and actually doing it with a person, somebody like Will. But when you can't, and so often we can't, there are those of us who know how to help you do this through the internet, through Zoom, through a webinar. So that's coming along too. But I want to end on a completely different note. Because I come home and yeah, catch up, emails, students, work, student Zooms, that kind of thing, and sorting out the lessons for the beginning of this year, which is at Cowan. But I've also got my garden. Now you all know I've got my garden. And so I'm going to share what I've been doing over the weekend. Well, over the week, really, since I came back. So let's have a little go at this and find where it is, if I can find where it is. Can I get this up? Hopefully I can do this. Now, how do I do this? Now I want to do this. So can I get this up that way? No, I'm probably going to have to do this in another way. At least I hope I'm going to be able to do this. Otherwise, I'm going to be so cross. I can get a picture of it up, but I really want to be able to share this with you if I can. So can I actually share this? I'm not sure. Back you go. Get the volume up. Come on, let's see if we can do this. I'm trying to share a video, guys. This is what I'm trying to do. Complete nutter madness. What does that do? No, that's not what I mean. That's what I mean. So how do I share this? Get this on my screen. Must be a way of doing this. Mutter, mutter, mutter. Sorry about this. I am a complete wallaby. Ah, maybe I have this. Oh, can I share this? Does it work? Nearly, nearly, nearly. Let's get there. No, that's not what happened. Now it looks like I can't do it, so I'm just going to have to. I'll put it up afterwards, but I can show you probably a picture of it where we are there, I think. So let's go into share screen and go back to basic and there. Oh, this is what I've been doing, making this waterfall. And what I got is a video of it actually working. So I'll put that up in a bit. Let's see what else we can do. I do even a little bit of that. No. 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 It is not working. So we won't do it. That's absolutely fine. So sorry about that, but I will put up my working waterfall because I've actually got it. This is 2 years, 2 months and 2 weeks from when we arrived here and from when I wanted it. And so it's actually happening. So I will put it up when this finishes in the comments, and you can all have a look at it there. Oh, that's me done for this week. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. Whatever I've been doing, I'm sure. If you'd like me to talk about anything in particular, bung it in the comments now, and I shall pick up on that, and I shall say, so-and-so wants me to talk about this. So here we go. We're talking about this. So all you need to do is just tell me what you want, and we can do it. Almost certainly. If I can't do it, I'll say why I can't as well. So bye for now. Oh, quick addendum. If you get the chance to go on a course with Will Lord, do it. Really, it's fantastic. But bye for now, and I'll see you next Monday. So you take care, guys. Bye.